Here's the analysis result for the guy you filled out the survey for. The result? C minus. This guy is below par. He has some issues to watch out for. Welcome to the Strong Brew, where you get answers to questions you're not supposed to ask. These are some things you may want to know about the man in your life. If you do really well in your career, will he become insecure? Will he try and use money to control you? Will he share housework or just make you do it all? In fights, when he gets angry, does he get aggressive? During intimacy, does he understand that no means no? Is he jealous, suspicious, or possessive? Will his attitude towards you change after having kids? Will he treat your parents with respect? What if you have conflicts with his parents? We tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. These are things nobody else will tell you. Things that are important for your future. This is a safe space for truth. No judgment, no platitudes, no login, no payment either. Our questions are from real life, but our answers come from science. Now, I built this thing, me and my husband, and honestly, we built it and we live it. We are both Stanford grads, we both have worked at Google, and we've been happily together since 1998. Along the way, we've added a son, now 13, and 4 dogs. We are genuine folks. If you're a woman trying to understand any man in your life, here is how it works. Go to www.thestrongbrew.life. Click on the Understand a Guy button there. Answer 10 questions about him. Watch a video tailored to your guy. That's all there is to it. It is completely anonymous, no login, no payment, no games, no manipulation. This analysis is obtained by combining solid trait psychology with cutting edge AI ML. We represent each person's personality with what is known as a feature vector. This has 10 elements, so our data is effectively 10-dimensional data. In case you're wondering how we can infer so much from just 10 questions, well, 10-dimensional data is very complex. There is a lot you can learn from that level of detail.
Okay, I think that does it for the preamble. Now let's plunge in. Let's start with this guy in his career. Will he go far or just talk big?
He is not the type to talk big, and he isn't likely to go very far in his career either. He works steadily at his job but doesn't stand out or push himself forward. You might find him staying in the same role for years without much change.
Can he bounce back from failure?
When things go wrong at work, he tends to withdraw and avoid facing the problem directly. He usually keeps quiet about his struggles and would rather not discuss what's bothering him. Instead of getting angry or making a fuss, he pulls back and becomes even more reserved.
What do people at work think of him? Do they like him?
People at work probably see him as quiet and distant. He isn't someone who picks fights or stirs up drama because he mostly keeps to himself and avoids confrontation. He just does his work and stays under the radar.
If you do really well in your career, will he become insecure?
If you do really well in your career, he is unlikely to feel proud or openly support you. He might feel a bit uncomfortable or insecure, but will not talk about it or make a scene. He won't celebrate your success, and you may end up feeling alone in your big moments.
What if you start earning more than him?
If you earn more than him, he is likely to feel insecure deep down, but he won't talk about it or pick fights. He might just become more withdrawn and quieter around you, keeping his feelings to himself. You'd notice a distance, like he's not fully present or a bit lost in his own thoughts.
Next, let's talk about how he is with money. Does he overspend? Is he reckless with money?
He is not very organized with money and might sometimes spend without planning ahead. You may find he pays attention to working hard but doesn't always keep track of where the money goes. This could mean small, careless purchases or forgetting to save for important things.
Does he show off and pretend to be richer than he is?
He doesn't pretend to be richer than he is. In fact, he tends to keep things simple and low key. He isn't flashy or showy, and he won't spend a lot just to impress others. You won't have to worry about him trying to live a lifestyle he can't actually afford.
Is he too generous, too stingy, or just right?
He is not especially open handed or generous, either with money or with kindness. He tends to keep to himself and does not go out of his way to help or share with others. You might find him slow to offer warmth, gifts, or support even when you need it.
Will he use money to try and control you?
He's not very open or talkative about money, but he isn't controlling or secretive either. He tends to keep things to himself more out of habit than because he's hiding something. Overall, he's quiet, not cunning or possessive when it comes to finances.
Let's see how this guy is with sharing housework. Will he share housework or just make you do it?
He is unlikely to believe that housework is only your job, but he also may not step up and help much on his own. He's not forceful about dividing chores or demanding that you do everything. You might find yourself doing more just because he isn't likely to take the lead or offer help without being asked.
Will he help you or just boss you around and tell you what to do?
He is not the type to actively help with chores or diapers unless you specifically ask him. He won't try to boss you around or pretend to supervise, but he also won't jump in and start doing things on his own. Most of the time, he keeps to himself and quietly avoids extra responsibilities at home.
Now let's see about how this guy is during fights. In fights, does he try to understand your views or just win the fight?
He won't argue just to prove he's right, but he also doesn't really try to understand your side deeply. When you share your feelings or point of view, he mostly listens in silence and keeps his emotions tucked away. He isn't harsh or mean, but you may feel like your worries go in one ear and out the other.
Does he become aggressive when angry?
When he's angry, he usually stays quiet and keeps his feelings inside rather than saying hurtful things or acting aggressive. He's not the type to yell, insult, or lash out, but instead, he is more likely to withdraw and avoid the situation altogether. You might notice him going silent for a while, not wanting to talk or be around people until he cools off.
Does he have a bad temper?
No, he does not get angry very quickly. He tends to stay calm and keeps his feelings to himself even when something upsets him. Instead of sudden outbursts or heated arguments, he quietly steps back and avoids dealing with conflict head on.
Will he say sorry and accept his mistakes?
He usually doesn't blame you or start arguments, but saying sorry and taking real responsibility is not easy for him either. Most of the time, he simply goes quiet and avoids talking about the problem rather than openly admitting his mistakes. Instead, he prefers to let issues fade away without really facing them.
Next, let's talk about intimacy and physical chemistry. During intimacy, does he respect your boundaries? Does he get that no means no?
Yes, he is likely to respect your boundaries and understands that no means no. He isn't pushy or forceful, and when you make your wishes clear, he tends to step back rather than argue or insist. If you say you don't want something, he will mostly keep quiet and give you space.
If you are not in the mood for intimacy, will he react badly?
No, he is not the type to take it personally if you're not in the mood for intimacy. He's usually quiet about his feelings and doesn't expect big explanations. He'd rather avoid a confrontation than start an argument or press you for reasons.
Can you trust him not to shame you or share your private moments, maybe love letters, photos, or videos, even after a breakup or a bad fight?
Yes, you can trust him to handle private moments with care. He's not someone who will use your secrets or special times to hurt or embarrass you later. He tends to keep things to himself and avoids drama, so he won't spread stories or try to shame you.
Is he loyal or is he likely to want to have affairs?
He is generally faithful and not easily distracted by other women. He isn't outgoing or attention seeking, so he doesn't go looking for excitement or get pulled away by someone new. You're unlikely to find him flirting or engaging in risky behavior behind your back.
Will he be jealous, suspicious, and try to control you?
No, he is not over possessive or controlling. He isn't the type to act jealous or watch your every move. He is not likely to check your phone or question your actions.
This guy says he is protective in a good way. Is he actually just being possessive?
No, with him, protective does not turn into controlling behavior. He isn't the kind who tries to manage your life or tell you what to do under the name of caring. In fact, you might notice he is more distant than protective.
Now, onto the topic of kids and how this guy will be as a father. If you guys have kids, will he make you do most of the work?
He probably won't see parenting as a true team effort. Most likely, he will expect you to handle most of the work with the children, whether it's daily care, school matters, or emotional support. You might notice him stepping back or keeping busy with other things rather than actively helping.
Kids are very messy. Will he lose his temper with them?
When the kids mess up or get upset, he will usually stay calm. He's not the type to raise his voice, punish harshly, or lose his temper easily. His calmness is gentle, but it can feel like he's just not involved when the kids really need support.
If you guys have kids, will he still support your career?
He is unlikely to actively support you in balancing your role as a mother and your own person. He probably won't criticize or stand in your way, but he also won't cheer you on or make sure you get time for yourself. You might not face direct opposition, but you also won't receive much practical help or encouragement.
Will this man say one thing early on, maybe while dating, and then later after kids and marriage change his tune and try to make you give up your career?
No, he's not likely to support your career loudly now or pressure you to quit after having a child. In fact, he usually avoids strong opinions about your career or big changes at home. He tends to keep quiet and lets you make your own choices without pushing or making demands.
Next, let's see how this guy treats your parents. Will he be respectful with your parents?
He is likely to act polite on the surface with your parents, but real warmth might be missing. He tends to keep his distance and doesn't open up easily, so conversations may feel formal or a bit stiff. He won't be rude or start any trouble, but you may wish he showed more genuine care or took the effort to build a close bond. He's not likely to expect your family to change for him, nor will he put much effort into adjusting himself.
What if your family creates stress or interferes a bit in your lives?
If your family creates stress or interferes, he will handle it calmly by staying quiet and stepping back rather than making things worse. He isn't the type to argue, lash out, or add fuel to any drama. Instead, he's likely to avoid the situation and leave you to sort things out.
Then let's analyze the role this guy's family will play in your life. Is this man modern with you but a completely different person when other people, say his parents or bosses, are around?
No, he's not the type to be modern with you, but expect you to play the perfect traditional supportive wife in front of his relatives. He's generally quiet about what he wants and doesn't set strict standards at home or outside. You're unlikely to feel judged or forced to play a role you don't want with him.
If there is tension between you and his parents, will he support you?
If there's tension between you and his family, he will most likely stay out of it rather than support you or take anyone's side. He avoids conflict and keeps his feelings to himself, hoping things settle down on their own. If strong support and unity matter to you, his silence may leave you wanting more.
Say you have a conflict with his mother. What will this guy do?
He is not really a mummy's boy, but he also is unlikely to actively choose your side if there's a conflict with his mother. Instead of siding with anyone, he tends to stay silent and keep out of the argument altogether. Most of the time, he hopes the tension will pass on its own.
Will he share all the private details of your relationship with his mother or sister?
No, he's not the type to share every detail of your fights or private life with his mother or sister. He tends to keep things to himself and doesn't open up easily, even to close family members. This means you don't have to worry about your private matters becoming gossip in his family.
Now let's zoom out and put it all together.
So, after all that analysis, we can conclude that this guy is a C minus. This guy is below par and he has some serious issues to watch out for. Being in a relationship with this man means living with someone who is steady but distant. Day in and day out, he will be quiet, keep to himself, and rarely start conversations about feelings, plans, or dreams.